Hello, 0.2% who are most likely male and between the ages of 18 to 35. Oh wow, there's a lot of you now. If only there was a way to play and interact with my new subscribers in a way that doesn't involve streaming. Now we're talking! Single-player games and multiplayer modes are the best way to add something to the back of the box. Let's take a look at some of them to see if they're better than standalone multiplayer games. Spoiler alert, they're not. Enter the Gungeon. Well, this sucks. Enter the Gungeon is a bullet hell roguelite, and 2 players on it don't go so well. Each character has to dodge hundreds of projectiles, and with the screen sometimes pushing characters or leaving them off screen, it can make for some really unfair deaths in a game where every hit matters. Also, the second player can't play as one of the main characters, they can only play as the cultist, whose starting gun is the weakest in the game, can't go through doors on his own, can't talk to NPCs, and is generally a much worse sound to play as. Well, that blew. Let's see if the next game can redeem itself. It won't. Wargroove. Yeah, this is Wargroove with multiple people. Yeah, it's good, it's nice to have, but I don't know if a turn-based strategy game is the best thing to play when you have people over on a big TV. I mean, sure, it has online, but I feel like I should be using a link cable for this. Sonic Mania. We have a versus mode, which gives you sensory overload, but we also have an unlockable version of Puyo Puyo. It's not the same as a full Puyo Puyo game, but it's cool nonetheless. In defense of the versus mode, we have an option to fix the screen to not be stretched out, and also have stuff for randomized power-ups, which is neat. While we're talking about Sonic, we should check out Sonic Colors. What the hell is this? Speaking of puzzle games, Tetris Effect. What? No? This doesn't have a multiplayer mode? What do you mean it's Tetris? Okay, well screw it, Luigi's Mansion 3. Well, hello there, fine sir. Hello. Would you like
What
to
do you want?
Would you like to engage in Luigi's Mansion 3 multiplayer scare-scraper with me on this fine evening?
Absolutely fucking not. No, I don't want to play that stupid piece of shit Luigi's Mansion 3 Scare-Scraper multiplayer. That stuff is fucking ass.
You know, have you tried it?
No.
It's got Toad in it, dude.
I'll punt that bitch ass motherfucker.
Well, you know, I mean, it's also got like Luigi and then Gooigi.
I don't want the weird hentai tentacle monster.
The ukulele, crappy minigames that were boring and bad in single player and are even worse in multiplayer. Who thought the best idea to make these better was to add more victims? This was not the game to rebound with. Maybe we should look at some games that have multiplayer with an asterisk. Mario Galaxy. One player controls Mario and the other player plays as a cursor. The cursor can stun enemies and stuff, but like, okay? I mean, yeah, it's technically multiplayer, but like, this is something you give your little brother so they can act like they're playing. Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey does things slightly better by letting players control Cappy. You can make Mario, by a legal definition, bounce. But once Mario captures something, you can't do anything until Mario gets out. Well, I mean, at least it's good for speedruns.
We're gonna learn how to play with my feet and my hands.
Star Fox Zero has a multiplayer mode where one player dodges obstacles on the TV and one shoots at the gamepad. This mode actually solves one of the biggest complaints people had of this game, the controls. The only problem is you have to find 2 people that want to play Star Fox Zero. Also, this game didn't have a battle mode. What? Astral Chain, where one player controls the main character and another controls the Legion. This is a Platinum Games game. This is a pretty deep combat system, and there's no option to play this online, and even if there was an option to play this online, I don't think Nintendo servers would be able to handle it. This isn't something you can just whip out with a buddy that's never played the game before and instantly have a good time. This is just put into the normal campaign too, so unless you start a new file, you're never gonna complete a stage. What's the point of trying to play multiplayer if you have to spend at least 20 minutes going through tutorials? Jazz Punk Director's Cut. Alright, this game has an unlockable bonus mode called Wedding Cake that's a parody of multiplayer Quake. This is a deathmatch. It has tons of weapons and maps to play on, and bot matches. It has a ton of customization from the amount of bots to the time limit to the amount of kills needed to win. Now this is a multiplayer bonus mode. Now all I need to do is go online. Fuck. Okay, well, it's clear to me that to get anyone to play, I need to do it through the internet. That's right, I'm looking out for you, Switzerland. Alright, let's try the Conduit. Gravity Rush 2. Pokemon Pearl. Ratchet and Clank. Any Telltale game. Uncharted 2. Bloodborne. Finally, let's do this. No! Well, if I can't do online, then let's go back to the old days. Super Mario Bros. Was one of the first big examples of a multiplayer mode in a single-player game that people think of, and wow, what a difference. Now, the first big example of multiplayer that people think of was Contra, and this was fuck! Well, if I can't do online or local multiplayer, then let's try local online multiplayer. Download Play was a thing on the DS and 3DS that allowed people to play multiplayer games because the DS and 3DS weren't really something you could play split screen on. They made it so you could download a version of the game to your system temporarily and play a portion of the game with someone else, or if you had your own copy, you could usually do more stuff. Let's see if anyone is playing Triforce Heroes within 200 yards of me. How could humanity let this happen? Okay, let's try something else. StreetPass. Since the 3DS is portable, Nintendo tried to make people go outside for once. If you had a 3DS and pass someone that also has a 3DS, you both get bonuses in certain games. Can be as simple as an item or a character coming to help you out for a level or two. If you don't have any friends, you can use play coins, tokens you get from walking around with your system. Let's go out into the world and see if anyone wants to help me finish Find Me.
058680. Personnel with them.
Maybe the world isn't in a Find Me mood right now. Well, what am I supposed to play? I need a game that is multiplayer, preferably with online support. I need a game that is simple enough for someone to pick up and play right then and there, but is deep enough that if you put enough time and learn the game, you can have even more fun. A game that has plenty of modes to mess around with for maximum replay value. A game that no matter how many times you play it, you can still find fun in. So maybe just play a multiplayer game.